Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's in the Tuber. Welcome back. If this is your ninth The Rookie Season 5 episode review. Hope you're doing well. How are you staying safe out there? It's been a whole day since I saw y'all, because yesterday we did our episode 8 review. Here we are, episode 9. Pretty quick. It was pretty quick. I could have easily just said, fuck it, we're just delaying this to next week just to have more content, but no. Nope, I decided, you know what, let's get it out of the way. I want to have a nice Christmas break. I need sleep. That's what I need. I've been trying to get more sleep lately. My sleep schedule is fucking horrible. I should really improve on that. But what doesn't need an improvement is this mid-season finale for The Rookie, which, oh my god, was really, really great. Like, this felt like a winter finale. I definitely feel like they could have taken a little more risk. And also, if you're wondering what the fuck I'm chewing, it's a lodging. If you remember from yesterday, my throat is hurting me like a bitch. I'm in the middle of this talk. Just not up to a certain tone. So I'm not like recording this the next day or anything. I'm getting these both out at the same day so I can, you know, rest my voice tomorrow. Well, yesterday for when this is being posted, tomorrow for me. When I come home, I just don't want to. I just want to be in mute all day, because I'm fucking tired. Well, my throat's tired. All this coughing's killing me. It's literally the last thing because I had a horrible. So none of this was COVID. At least I don't think so. I literally had a booster shot when this all happened, so I knew it wasn't that. I was thinking, is it a cold? Is it a flu? Is it just allergy? I really don't know what it was, because I had fatigueness, and then I had the cough. I was sweating a lot, so I broke a fever. I was shivering a lot, so I think I was cold. I tried to get more sleep. That worked a little bit. And then it was my eyes, and it was my nose. Now it's just my throat. My nose is fine. My eyes are fine. It's literally just my throat, which is the most annoying part because, I mean, I don't even know where I'm going with this. I really don't know. I want to talk about this episode because literally the episode began with like, wait a minute, y'all not in. Oh, come on. Like, this is like, oh my god. And I really wish I was tweeting this when it was happening, because literally I was like, oh, damn, this would have been perfect. But I'm like, damn it. I didn't know. But anywho, overall, I thought this episode was great. A couple little, like, okay, you could have maybe elevated this a little bit more, or maybe you could have, like, solidified this a little bit more harder. But it all ends when it ends well. Definitely leaves everything kind of like a neat little package, like everything kind of wrapped up pretty nicely for the fam going into the winter break, so that when we come back in January, we kind of can start a little bit fresh with the toy box. Obviously, there's still a big emerging threat that is Elijah out there, but besides him, it's literally just kind of like we're chilling right now. We really are. But with all that talk out of the way, let's go talk about the winter finale for The Rookie. So we begin with. Crap, where do we begin? Oh yeah, we're in New York City, which I'm like, my boy, you in my city now? Because if you're unaware, for some reason, if you've been watching me since our first episode, or you jumped in at some point, I live in New York City, so I'm like, ayo, the Grays are in the city. They're in town visiting Dominique, who is their daughter, who decided to, I don't know if she picked NYU or Columbia. I want to say she's an NYU. I want to say that. It looks like she's an NYU. I could be wrong, though. They're visiting her for a little week, either a week trip or a weekend trip. I think it's a week trip. Gray, instantly not a big fan of New York. Literally isn't. And his wife is loving New York. Which I initially thought, like, are they just having just a vacation? Like, is that what the idea is for this? And I'm just thinking to myself, like, wow. I feel so sorry for Gray. Because, again, this is my city. This is my home. But I will admit, there are some shitty parts in the city. There are some very shitty parts in the city. Even when they pull up to their hotel, some guy that looks like I'm gonna be honest, Gray had like at least a decent amount of, you know, right, or at least enough of, you know, perceived information to assume that this guy is a thief. So which was just a bellhop, and he just ended up doubling his tip just to like apologize to him. But yeah, so they're in town to visit Dominique. So while they're away, Bradford is the acting watch commander, and Bradford, of course, is ruling things with an iron fist. And who shows up at his doorstep? It is none other than Chris, which I'm like, okay, interesting. I'm like, oh god, is this gonna be Is this gonna be where, like, Bradford gets second guessing and like, oh, maybe Chen deserves to be with Chris. Maybe I was too over eager on that. No, Chris is just there to get Bradford's opinion about a potential house listing that he found for him and Chen. He just said it looks nice. Chen enters the room. Immediately, Bradford's like, "Fuck, what do I do here?" Chris is like, "Oh no, I just found a maybe the house for us." Which I'm like, dude, I understand every relationship is different, but dude, I mean, the way he phrases it before, oh, we looked at houses. I'm like, I don't believe for a second you and Chen looked at houses. I really don't. I could be wrong though. I could be really wrong. Maybe they did. I don't know how long it's been since the last episode. It could have been could have been a little more time. Who knows? So once Chris leaves, Chen Bradford gets back down to business. Like, have you broken? I guess you haven't had the breakup talk with him yet. And she's like, well, I'm reading the literature, which I'm doing the research on to break up with someone. Which I'm like, okay, but before I say I am not in a position to do that because actually let me not say it. That's like one of the things I want to say for another show. As much as this would have been a good time to bring up my personal life experience, y'all had enough of me. Let's just get for you guys have been waiting long enough for this Chenford moments. I'll give you a pass for this week. Next time though, you'll get it. But Bradford's like saying like just bite the bullet already. It's a breakup. Like literally, there's nothing more to say. Like you just say like turn in your playbook, which I'm like, I haven't even heard of that reference. I never did. But regardless of that, obviously Bradford's of course asking her like, "Are you sure you want to still go through with this?" Because like I know like as soon as y'all break up, we're about to start ourselves. So if you want to back out now, let me know. And she's like, "No, I still want to do this. Just give me a little time." I want to say I think we just start duty already. I don't think we really jump anywhere else. I'm not really forgetting anything because like I'm gonna say all the Wade and all the Gray and his wife's storyline for the end because that was a really interesting storyline. Plus New York City. The representation over there. Plus, I'm not giving you Chenford fans any like the big ending. I ain't doing that. You get in the middle, deal with it. So we're paired up. Chen continuing on this storyline. Chen's partnered with Aaron today since Tim has to stay back at the base since he's active watch commander. He can't literally go on patrol or anything. So with them on board, Chen just tells Aaron, yeah, I'm gonna break up with Chris, and Aaron's like, oh, finally, like I love Chris and everything. He's a chill bro, but he's just not worthy of you. Like, you're just too good for him. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Aaron is like the perfect blend of like, he's exactly the bro you want, and he's exactly the type of female friend that every girlfriend needs. He's like perfect. He's like the perfect amalgamation. He's what everyone should strive for. I'm joking. Everyone does whatever they want. So they decide to rehearse this. Like, let's rehearse the breakup, which I'm like, bro, y'all really putting way too much thought into this. Like, it's literally just have a conversation and you talk. That is it. But Aaron's like, no, let's just act this. This will help you out a little bit more. Chan's like, fine, we'll do it. So she starts like going through what she had planned to say. Aaron's starting to cry. He's starting to be emotional, trying to convey what Chris would be saying. She's like, what are you doing? She's like, this is what Chris is going to do, which I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Some people might do that. So I'm like, he's not totally wrong. You got to be prepared for any situation. They were about to do another round of rehearsals. This time with Chris being angry, supposedly. But Chen's like, no, we ain't doing that. They get a call from dispatch saying that there's a Navi attack, attempting to break into a car. Which I'm like, the fuck is a Navi? It turns out they're the Avatar people. Now again, before anyone says, I have not seen a single James Cameron movie in my current age. So I've seen Terminator 2, but I have not seen Titanic in full. I have not seen Avatar in full. I've tried many times. It is just boring for me. I have tried. The highest grossing movie of all time is boring to me. I slept. I don't even remember the full. I literally tried to do that movie like 3 times. I have the DVD in my collection. So it's not like I'm a hater. I try. It just doesn't do it for me. Maybe the next time we'll do it. Who knows? But regardless of the case might be, they go over there. It actually is a Navi, or at least a cosplayer as a Navi, who got advance tickets to go see the movie early. But however, he forgot his car keys in his car, and the advance ticket screening tickets are in there. And he's going to be late. He's 15 minutes behind. And yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, so technically, Disney owns Fox, who technically owns the Avatar rights. So hence, ABC being owned by Disney, that allows them to actually make this very direct Avatar the Way of Water reference, which I'm like, okay, I don't think, no offense, as much as I love the rookie fan base, I don't think you need to do this to drum up even more business for people to go see Avatar the Way of Water. No offense, I have zero interest in seeing it in theaters. If I'm forced to see it, or if someone's paying for my ticket and I don't have to pay them back, that is fine. But I'm not going to see the movie. I really have I have literally no interest. No offense to the cast, no offense to the crew. I know it's one of the most very well worked on, very like, you know, a lot of work has gone behind the scenes of it. I understand all of that. I am not disrespecting anyone about that. I just have no interest. I really don't. So yeah, so they say, you know what, we're gonna help him out. Let's just go get him to see his movie. Nolan and Selena are on just a normal patrol, nothing too serious to note about. And then they notice a guy taking off a burger mask, let's call it, not burger, but like a burger, or I can't speak English today. My throat's killing me. Selena chases him down while Nolan drives the shop to go intercept them. They cut throughout the entire area. They eventually end up to the fence area. Selena enters a little bit of a brawl with him. She manages to take him down. They arrest him, but this guy's immediately like, yeah, you know, just just take me to jail already. My girlfriend will post my bail and then I'll be out of here, which I'm like, pretty iffy to get to jail, huh? Pretty iffy. But however, because Selena had to give him a little bit of a beating, he has to go to the hospital first to get medically cleared before he can spend some time in the cell before his bail is posted. So we'll cut back to that in a moment. I forgot what else was going on. Oh, no, yeah, I think we just get interception points later on. I don't think there was anything important with Nolan. I think everything is just Nolan and Selena by this point. I want to say so. We just keep intersecting with gray stuff, which I want to save at the end. Yeah, so they bring the guy back to medical. Selena gets checked out too. They're all clear to go. So everything seems to be going good over there. So they bring him back again. Still agitated to like get back to the cell so that he can go. So they head back to the station. They get him processed. To get him ready to go. They're about to put him in a cell. However, an inmate already knew him from the inside, starts attacking him. So no one has to open the gate so they can break up the fight. But all the other inmates get out as well. So a massive brawl breaks out between Nolan and Selena versus all the inmates who are also fighting each other. Selena pulls the alarm. I'm trying to get this other cough drop out, but it's just not coming out. Bradford shows up with a bunch of other officers. They take care of the situation. And they put everyone back in their cell, and they separate the guy who instigated the entire thing into his own cell just for his own safekeeping. So everything seems to be fine. Nolan and Selena got a little bit bruised, so they have to go back to the hospital to get checked out again, make sure they're all fine to resume their patrol duties. So they head over there. They get cleared. Everything's fine. However, not even a moment before they're about to leave, Bradford shows back up with the inmate again, who's lost his his heart rate 2 times already, and they're trying to resuscitate him. And then Selena's fearing the worst, like, oh, was it my attack that caused this to happen? Like, bro, he literally just got into a brawl. There is a chance it might have been them, not you. So don't worry about it. Anywho. The doctor's trying to resuscitate him. It's not working at all. So they pronounce him dead. And because Selena did technically had custody over him because she was the one who made the arrest. And, you know, as the arresting officer, she has to protect him. And also she had a physical encounter with him. She is still labeled as a possible suspect. So until then, Bradford has to suspend her until they can clear her of any wrongdoing. So he calls over Chris and Wesley over to get a statement from Selena. They're a little bit concerned because Nolan is also the union rep, that it could also create a conflict of interest with it being his rookie. Bradford's like, nah, either way, Nolan's like on the straight and narrow. He would never do that. So they head in. It's all pretty standard procedure. And again, it really sucks when it's like, you know, well, most in the fan moment were like, they have to be professional here. Like they have to put aside their private relationships aside and, actually perform the business. Obviously, Selena's like getting a little bit worried because, like, even though most likely she didn't do anything wrong, obviously all this is meant to assist her in clearing her name, or it could also be used against her. But it's early. You just tell the truth, and all should be fine. So she continues giving the statement. Lopez and Harper call in the girlfriend who was supposed to bail him out. She doesn't really know much about him, about any pre-existing health condition. They only just started going out recently. Apparently, he just trusted her enough at the point that, okay, here's some money. I'm going to call you to bail me out, and then that's it. Get that arranged with. And so, however, she did drop a pretty important bombshell, was that he has a baby. The mom left the baby, so he's been taking care of the baby. And to make it worse, he puts the baby in a noise-proof, noise-canceling box that is still livable. The baby can still live, but obviously, it can breathe and everything, but it needs new nourishment and everything. But it's mainly just for making sure no one gets alerted by the baby's presence. So now they realize, oh shit, the dad's dead. Where the fuck are we going to find the baby? So everyone's on duty to find the baby. They have to go find him once and for all. So everyone's basically focused on that. Nolan's just there to try and remedy Juarez a little bit, trying to keep her at least her spirits in a decent place. Not to definitely cheer her up or anything, but definitely just to tell her that I've been in your position once. Because obviously, for me, ironically, again, this is another great idea I had to rewatch season 1 before watching season 5, was that this was another callback to season 1 when Nolan was the one who had to shoot someone from a bank robbery. Well, I forgot it was a bank robbery or not, but he directly killed someone that he had to arrest on duty, but he had no choice. He was eventually cleared on that, but that was a way more tension case. Because if you remember, that was an actual murder. Like, you directly saw he did shoot him. That was saying, at least with Juarez's case, there's still a likely chance that it wasn't her. It was probably either the something else beforehand, or it was probably the prison fight or the jail fight. So at least her situation is a little bit more better, a little bit more lighter than when Nolan went through back when he was a rookie. So definitely it does help of Nolan's experience on the job is definitely now helping Selena's experience on the job. So it definitely does help her out a little bit, thankfully. I want to say we go back on the baby front a little bit, because I really don't think we had that much progress anywhere else. I know Lopez and Harper are just searching around the areas, trying to find his credit card trackings and everything. They eventually do find something nearby, at a hotel where he bought a formula from a pharmacy nearby. So Lopez and Aaron head out to. Not Lopez. Lucy and Eric go to check it out. They go find it. They go find the room number. They briefly get into an encounter with a random hotel buyer who just happened to have a gun. They take him out, and honestly, the way the music was shot was was this meant to be a little bit more dramatic than it seemed? A little bit, in my opinion, just a little bit. Aaron manages to take care of the situation while Lucy goes to run to the room. She finds the baby in I'm gonna be honest, it's a very well made device. I would recommend it. Leaving your baby there, obviously it wasn't planned, but leave your baby there for more than 12 hours, but still at least it was thoughtful. Well, I know he wasn't trying to snitch on the information, but he still took care of it, I guess, trying to make sure that it was living in a weird sense. So they find the baby, and all is fine. Also, I just realized something. If the mom abandoned it and the dad's dead, this child's gonna have a really weird, it's going to foster care. There's no other way this baby's gonna go anywhere. So I'm sorry about that. But we, can't speak, so we really don't have much of a. Where does it go next after that? We just have to hope that the right hands work at play here. So yeah, after that, everything's fine. All is situated. The coroner comes in with the official death report. It was actually from the jail fight. that the spleen got ruptured, which led to his death, not the fight with Juarez. Plus, again, remember, they did take him to the hospital to get tested before they put him in jail, so he was already cleared. So it definitely wasn't Juarez anyway, but this was just definitely 100% confirmation. It was from the jail fight. And, you know, thankfully, you know, she's happy that she's clear. She's ready to go. She can go back on duty. And all's going to be fine. All's going to be fine. She gets sent home just to, like, take the rest of the day off and just, you know, alleviate and then, you know, come back the next shift, you know, ready, chipper, and fresh. And I believe, Chen finally decides, you know what? I just got to pull the bandage. Just do it. Like, there's just not enough for her who's going to prepare you for it. So that night she is, well, presumably he goes over to have, like, another date night with her. But, no, he heads over there. Chen's like, no, we got to talk. And there's literally, it's like a bandage rip. He's like, I need your playbook. And he's like, you're breaking up with me? It's like, what, you knew about that? It's like, bruh, what did you expect? I mean, of course he knew about it. Of course. And he's, like, so confused because, like, I thought we were doing good. I mean, we were looking at houses. And she's trying to get to explain, but Chris is like, no, I already know. You just don't love me. What is there more to talk about? And again, breakups are never easy. They're really hard. Like, no matter how much you talk about it, no matter how much, like, the conversation could literally be like this, like, less than a minute. It could be, like, the longest 3, 4, 5 hours of your life. No matter what, you're still leaving that conversation not with your partner anymore. It's over. The relationship is over. It's definitely not like, oh, we go into this conversation and we come out of it the same way or maybe even better. No, it's coming out less. So no matter what, you're going to have a negative reaction to it. It isn't something that, oh, hey, it's going to have a positive outcome. No, it's not. This is the reality of the case. No offense to Chris or anything. It just for Chen, it just didn't feel right to her, and she had to. But, you know, again, like, Chen would just be spinning wheels. She would just try to soften the blow. Maybe it's best for just Chris to, like, yeah, that was the message. She just doesn't love you. That's it. And you know what? I'm pretty sure down the road, Chris will feel happy that was the right choice. When will that point be? Who knows? Lucy heads back over to the station. And if you're thinking that I was about to cry or everything, no, my voice was about to break there. She tells him the news that I had the conversation with Chris. We're broken up. They still have one more banter before Bradford asks her the question, do you want to go on a date? A proper date. She says yes, and it's like, okay, yes. Chenford fans, you did it. You got the date. You had the kiss. You almost had the sex. And now you're going to have the date. Are you happy? Are you really, really happy? I mean, you better, because, you know, we all waited 4.5 seasons for this, so hopefully it was worth the wait. However, that's not the end there. Well, it was the end of the episode, but we have an entire other subplot to go with the Grace in New York, which honestly was the best part of the episode for me, because, again, it was in my home city. So I was like, ayo. So they were supposed to meet Dominique at the hotel at noon after her classes were done, so they can go explore the city together, you know, have some family time, catch up a little bit. However, she's not there yet. Usually she didn't like her. She's very punctual and everything, so it definitely alarms them. So they head over to her dorm. The roommate tries covering for her. It doesn't really work. And they're just assuming, like, oh, God, like, what is going on here? Well, first big bombshell is she switched majors, which I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm assuming by this point in the timeline, she's either a sophomore or junior. I think she's a sophomore in college. I want to say she's a sophomore. So if she wants to change her major, that's totally fine. She probably just finished her GNN requirements already, and she's ready to move on to the next thing. So, like, that's totally fine. I have no issue with that. But, of course, obviously for them, like, they didn't know about it. So, I imagine they weren't pleased with it. But the other thing that actually made Gray happy was that there's a sheet on the thing called Wade's Rules, which are like, oh my God, which are like some very detailed things for her to avoid getting kidnapped, raped, and everything, which I'm like, okay, at least she's following it. So it basically be an entire scavenger hunt around the city. The roommate sends them over to a church in the city that Dominique was last seen going to after dinner. They head over there. It's kind of like this theater church where like there are people that are acting out certain parts of the church and its history. I'm not sure if this is a paid gig or volunteer work. They eventually approach one of the actors, and once they have him break character and everything, they tell him like, yeah, where's our daughter? Like, have you seen her? Like, oh yeah, she works here. She was supposed to play a character, but she left, so we have an understudy playing her. Last time we saw her was last night, where one of the other actresses, her boyfriend came with another girl. There was a fight, and her and Dominique went back to his place just so they could teach him a lesson. So that was the last sighting of her, that she was going to that guy's place. So that kind of leaves it dead end there, since they don't really know anything else about that information. So Gray calls in the local NYPD detectives just to see if they can assist them on the matter. And they're like, yeah, of course, we'll do our regular background check. But of course, obviously remember that missing persons are only out there after 24 hours. And also the fact that, you are in New York now. Your LA badge does shit here. You have no jurisdiction in this area, not even without a warrant. So don't act like a gunslinger. And honestly, I would love to see that spin up, to be honest with you. Sergeant Wade Gray, Bounty Hunter. That would be a cool name. But eventually they do get the information of the boyfriend's place. So they head over there. It's a pretty bougie club. It's literally a fucking party aftermath. Like, everyone's like, passed out, coked out, all sorts of like sensory deprivation. Their sensors are like destroyed. The girl that Dominique went with last night is there. She admits like what her part of the story was. Like, yeah, so that fight happened. We went back to his place, but me and him made up and we made out. Probably did some other stuff. Some guy brought coke. Dominique didn't like that aspect of it, so she just left. So I wasn't going to argue with her, since like, okay, that's not her. So, but that's me, so I'm going to stay. So she just assumed Dominique got an Uber or something and just left. So they head back downstairs, trying to figure out what the next move is. Gray tries to question the building manager to see the building guard, if he can like gain access to the security footage, see if they can find who took Dominique supposedly home. The guy's like refusing because, like, again, it's not policy and everything. He can get fired and everything. Gray's trying to, like, elevate the matters, via his own ways. His wife, taking matters into her own hand, goes to the location next to the hotel, which is like just a small, I think it's a laundromat or something. But they have security footage, which puts Dominique in an Uber or Lyft, or whatever their version of a rideshare is in that universe. And yeah, that's where all they left it as. Gray calls back home. They get the license plate number. They find the guy. They locate him. They approach the guy, and the guy's like, yeah, I remember her. I dropped her off at a location because there was something going on the actual street. She just said, let me drop her off here. And that was it. They had to verify the big tipper, which it was true. So Dominique was at least conscious up to the tipping part. However, what triggered Gray was that his tail light was broken, indicating that that Dominique was kidnapped, because Gray told her, like, if you have an opportunity, break the tail light of the kidnapper's vehicle, so it could be as a indicator that, okay, I'm kidnapped, this is your sign, and this is the sign. So Gray calls in the detectives to let him know what's going on. Of course, this is all speculation and everything. This is just based on what Gray taught her, so it's not 100% ironclad, but it is enough to, like, start mobilizing and everything. So they follow the guy to an abandoned place. They break in. They find Dominique about to be escorted out by the guy. Another dude tries to take out Gray. Gray's wife goes to fight the taxi driver that they found. Honestly, it was like really, tense, because, like, it's like the whole Gray family versus these two random kidnappers. But eventually they managed to subdue them. Even Dominique manages to, like, whack the other guy with a fucking iron pipe, which I'm like, that's nice. That's really nice. And it's a nice family reunion. Like, yeah, we all kick some ass and we all, are all safe. Which I agree, that's how hopefully all the stories should end, but that's not really how it works. Anyway, I'm getting too tired there. Police show up and they say, like, yeah, sorry we're late, we got lost in the area, but everything's all fine. And the guy's like, yeah, I just transferred here, I'm from another place. And Gray's like, well, I'm Sergeant Gray. Well, what's your name? He's like, Smithy. Like, yes, there's a Smithy in New York City. Yes, I'm happy. The Smithies exist all over the world. I'm happy about that. So yeah, they head back to the dorm, and yeah, even though like this was a pretty traumatic experience for Dominique and everything, of course, Gray obviously wisely asked her, like, yeah, do you want to go home after this? Like, it's perfectly fine. It's not even just Gray being a controlling dad or anything. It's not that at all. It's literally like she got kidnapped. If it was literally any other time period, no one else would have gotten her. Like, let's be honest there. Like, that's the important. Like, this felt like a Taken movie, just a shorter version of it. But the thing is that yeah, Gray's right. Like, if it was any other week or any other day, like Gray wouldn't have showed up. It was just thankfully the timing was right that they happen to be all in the same area. But Dominique's like, no, I'm gonna stay because if I leave now, there's no way I'm coming back. No way. Because I know, like, okay, I can just escape from my problems, so why would I go back? So it's like, I should just stay here, write it out, and, hopefully it'll never happen again. Which, again, obviously, she's an adult now. She's allowed to make her own choices, even though that Gray does not like New York City whatsoever. But, it is her choice, and he loves her, so he accepts her staying in New York City despite that. Which, again, honestly, again, like, this storyline was great. I got a little bit scared, like, are they going to really push that down that dark avenue? Like, oh, God, it really, I really hope not. I really hope we don't get that, but thankfully it didn't. Again, like, she got the lucky end of it. Like, literally, there are just, these types of cases, like, take longer to solve. So I'm like, thankfully it all, got resolved pretty quickly, in my opinion. And that was it. That was the end of the winter finale for The Rookie. So for me, yeah, I really thought this was a great way to end up the 2022 portion of the season. Specifically, the Gray storyline was like the best one. It definitely was what I talked about last week when I was reviewing Fed's winter review with Garza. We should have gotten more of Garza's storyline than Gray. Where I feel like in this episode, Gray's storyline got more pushed out. And again, it wasn't really like character building for Gray. It was more like this was a personal mission for him. This was like a personal family thing, just in the family. That's the kind of atmosphere I would have liked for Garza, where like Garza's moments were like only like 20% of the episode. Like he was still the primary focus, but we weren't seeing much of him, if that makes sense. Like that's what this episode was the counter to that. Like this was the response, just another character. But I love it. Also, them coming to New York was like, that was great. I'm pretty sure they all filmed everything in LA. I don't think they went all the way to New York for that. For those, I would not believe that at all. Plus, I would have definitely like tried to like. I mean, I'm not gonna say that to say like, oh, I want to meet Gray's actor and everything. Nah, that's too stalkerish. But it would have been nice to run in if they were filming in New York, which I don't think they were. But that was a great storyline. That was really great. Definitely, it played more like a whodunit mystery than not whodunit, like a scavenger hunt mystery, more like a moral peril mystery. Like, again, like that's how I felt of it. I guess just the way it was, framed and everything was kind of, that was just the way it was sold to me. I know definitely for another person, it would have definitely felt like the stakes were higher. But that's just my opinion on the matter. But over back on the LA side, obviously with the whole Juarez thing with with everything with that case, I thought it was good because like again, it was definitely Nolan imparting wisdom of his time as a rookie to Juarez in a different way. This isn't like a copy paste when Nolan had that situation. It was definitely something different. The circumstances were lighter because that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes you're going to have the rough blow of it, and then your successors are going to have the light end of it. You just don't know. That's just how the way life works. But however, he handled that pretty nicely at the end. And he knew exactly how to deliver the information, the advice, exactly the way it needed to be, and it worked out. And yes, all you Chenford fans, round of applause to you. I act like I talked about last week why I'm a little hesitant. Again, they can still pull it off. They can pull off a great storyline. It's just let's just see what the reaction is. It definitely is going to be a slow burn. But it's going to come public eventually. What is the reaction to that? We're going to see eventually. We will see. But until we get to that point, we still have waiting to do. But overall than that, I think this was a solid episode of The Rookie as always. Definitely a great way to end off the year off strong with another strong episode. It leaves us wanting more when we come back on January 3rd for brand new episodes, starting with the crossover event with the Rookie Feds. But until then, I'm going to give this episode 2 thumbs up. I really enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what did you think of this week's episode of The Rookie. Let's have the conversation down below as always. But I believe that's finally going to do it for me today, everyone, because my throat is killing me. So if you're unaware, this has been What's the Two from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the 5th season of The Rookie. If you want to know what we're doing normally, What's the Two, besides our Rookie episode reviews, we are currently doing Stargirl episode reviews each and every week, as well as Doom Patrol episode reviews each and every week after brand episodes on the CW and HBO Max. If you don't care about The Rookie, sadly, we're on a hiatus until the rest of the holidays, so you have there's no rookie feds or anything until we both return on January 3rd for brand new episodes on a brand new night together, new time slot, Rookie at 8 p.m. and Rookie Feds at 9 p.m. starting with a crossover event. Remember, that's January 3rd. So I'll see you January 4th for more episode reviews. What's going to happen in the second half of the season? We don't know. It's counterintuitive how Rookie and Rookie Feds were. Like, Rookie ended off everything kind of nicely, mostly. Like, there wasn't that too many open threads or anything, left untangled. Meanwhile, Rookie Feds, left a couple good cliffhangers open, which I'm like, how will they both reference those in those episodes? We will find out. Also, I just remembered, I completely forgot the storyline where Nolan was helping Bradford's sister set up her new place, and she had a whole storyline. Well, not a big storyline, a minor storyline with an issue she had with her kid about the divorce, which I completely forgot about this storyline. No, it just felt like very waddled in the mud. So my apologies on that. My bad on that. But anyway, so I'll see y'all next month for more episode reviews. Hopefully my throat will be normal by then. Oh God, my throat. Oh God. But anyway, again, this has been What's the Two from ActionX. Please subscribe to us on youtube.com/ActionX videos. Ring that bell for notification when our next episode reviews live. Please also like, favorite, share if you want to, as well as follow us on social media. But until we see each other again, for all you members of the Rookie Nation, I'll see you all next month for another round of reviews. But until then, stay safe out there. Be good to each other. Enjoy your holidays. Enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your Kwanzaa, your Hanukkah, any sort of holiday you share during this time period, and of course, your New Year's with your loved ones, your family, your friends, everyone that you care about. Enjoy the holiday, because when we come back, we jumping off pretty big, baby. But until then, stay safe out there, be good to each other, and as always, peace out.